Hey, hello, welcome back to the Mike and the Mike podcast. This is our Unfiltered Friday, our new show here on the Mike and the Mike podcast. So, without further ado, we're going to get started. But first, we must hit today's
Song of the Day with DJ Mikey D.
spin our wheel here. And this song is Radiohead, No Surprises. Our song of the day here on the Mike on the Mike podcast. Fantastic. Beautiful music here, always being shared and spread to you fellas. But first, here on the Mike the Mike podcast, we must hit a story. And I got one. Our first story here is Airbnb renters refuse to leave. Put up a no-name trespassing sign on North Carolina woman's property. Squatters. A months-long Airbnb rental has become a nightmare for the North Carolina host because the renters there refuse to leave. A single parent in the Triangle is out of money and is now having to fight to get her darn property back. Now they're refusing to leave until there's an eviction order. I think they're just trying to gain time to stay there for free because they haven't paid either. She says, the landlord there. This all started when Raymond's, it's their name there, Raymond's most recent Airbnb guest made a long-term rental reservation through Airbnb. They checked in on freaking since October 25th and actually checked out May 24th, but they're still there. The cleaning lady went to the rental actually and just seen that they were still there, which is quite awkward. Quite awkward, I would say. They answered the door and said, "No, we haven't moved out yet." And she said, "Should I come tomorrow?" The cleaning lady. And they said, "Nope, don't come back." Oh my God. These people are frustrating. Ramon, the landlord, then went to the rental with the police, and the renters promised a police officer that they would leave first thing in the morning. The next morning, guess what? They were still there. Oh my God. Instead, a handwritten no trespassing sign was put on the front door that stated, "We will vacate the property when you filed the proper paperwork with the civil magistrate for an eviction. For we are legal residents of this home." Oh my God. This is my place, and I mean, I'm counting on this income. My son is in college. I'm a single parent, the landlord here said. Dude, this is fucking unbelievable. I hate fucking people that do this. Landlord there contacted Airbnb for help as she has already had another long-term renter booked for the Airbnb ready to move in now at this point. She said that Airbnb has not really been helpful in this situation as well. Just different states also just have certain policies for this, and this is crazy. She said they're sending me messages as please get help for your safety and get whatever legal help you have to get out of them to get them out. That she said. Troubleshooter Diane Wilson with our sister station ABC 11 in Raleigh reached out to Airbnb several times, but no one got back to her. Airbnb does not have on its website a section devoted to things to consider before hosting monthly stays. Airbnb warns hosts who have guests that stay for a month or longer that they will not be able to remove a guest without going to court for it. Let's see. Attorney Maya Davis with the law offices of James Scott Farron said when the guests stay longer than 90 days, it's typically considered a holdover tenant. And I'm not sure what goes on with that. The longer they stay, the more rights they develop too. So the quicker you can act on it is kind of better, and you can most likely get them out. So can't be waiting here, honestly. She suggests the host's first step is to call the police when the guest won't leave, and if the police won't take action, you need to file with the courts right away. And I hope that's going on. Maybe we'll go down here a little bit, see if that is. As for the landlord here, she filed eviction paperwork with the courts to try to get the possession of her rental. Good stuff, good stuff. She said that it's wasted my time, it's wasting my energy, and it's stressing me out. Of course, I mean, these people are complete fucking pieces of shit. The court date for eviction is scheduled for the week of June 13th. Okay, so this is already going on, and they're keeping us posted, they say. So maybe we'll get a little follow-up on that eventually. Yeah, follow-ups probably do. But what a piece of shit. What a piece of shit, people. I hate that. Like, it's not your fucking place. They shouldn't develop rights for just fucking sitting in there, dude. It's fucking stupid. Alright, that's that story. Kind of pissed me off. We hit our song of the day earlier, so we're gonna figure out,
What the hell's for dinner with DJ Mikey D?
gonna see here, spin our wheels, see what kind of dinner we're having tonight, because I let my darn computer choose for me, I put the things in a darn wheel, spin it, and I have to get lucky or not. And we're having a grilled chicken sandwich today. That's why I do this thing. That's why I fucking do this, dude. Seriously. Let's get into our second story. This one, it's called Deputies Searching for Owner of Supposedly Kidnapped Rooster. That's wild. They put an image of the rooster in a bag, said, "Hey, anybody missing one?" Deputies had a burning question for parish residents Friday morning. Is anybody missing a rooster? The St. Mary Parish Sheriff's Office said Friday morning deputies were called to find a runaway child, so it all started when a youngster decided to embark on an adventure, leaving the home in search of new life. Deputies said we've all been there. Yeah. I've never done that, but God, running away from home and stuff. People do it. But this one was odd, They found the child quickly, but quickly discovered the child hadn't run away from home alone, and his backpack had a freaking rooster in it. And it didn't belong to him, obviously. The bird, affectionately dubbed Old Foghorn by deputies, was a bit shaken up, but otherwise he's perfectly fine, and he's being held in the Patterson Animal Control while waiting to be claimed. And they put a funny photo of him. I don't even know what font this text is in, but it goes, "Anybody missing a rooster? Please get it back if it's yours." That's hilarious, man. Honest to God, I'd be laughing in this situation. I'm sure fellas were too. This is meme worthy, dude. This is meme worthy. That's insane. But that's our second story of the day. That was kind of short. I didn't even know. I don't pre-read these or anything, so yeah, funny as hell nonetheless. But we just figured out, moments ago what I'm having for dinner. I like watching a movie for it. So why don't we?
Let's hit the cinemas.
Why don't we hit them cinemas, baby? Spin our wheel, see the movie here. Fast and Furious 7. Fast and Furious 7, I believe that's the one, too, that Paul Walker died, and during shooting it, they have certain select scenes with him, but otherwise, he ain't in that movie. That's a good one. I think I actually saw that one in theaters. I saw it in an IMAX theater. Bro, that shit went a little hard, I'm not gonna lie. Good movie. I'll certainly watch that with my grilled chicken sandwich. But anyway, let's hit our final story of the day, and then we can just enjoy the rest of our days here. Let's hit it. It is a U.S. woman declared dead, found alive at a funeral home. Wow. That's scary. That's definitely a fear. That's nuts. being declared dead and you just find out you're alive. Let's get into it. Woman in Nebraska who was mistaken for dead at a nursing home was later found to be alive at a funeral home. And then really died after. Okay. So she was pretty much on the verge of death. They thought that she was, took her to a funeral home. She was alive and then dies. Wow. What the hell? This lady's name is Constance Glantz, 74, declared dead at the nursing home. And staff at the local funeral home that she was brought to noticed about 2 hours later she was still breathing. They quickly performed CPR on her. Miss Glantz was quickly taken to the hospital, but officials said that she was later declared dead for a second time soon after. Holy fuck. Police are now investigating the incident, but they said there's no evidence of criminal intent, obviously by the nursing home. Probably just passed away. This is a very unusual case, Chief Deputy says in a press conference early on. I've been doing this 31 years and nothing like this has ever gotten to this point before. Never seen it. Of course, yeah. It's a fear, but it don't happen very often. Coroner was not sent to the nursing home after to declare death because Miss Glantz had been placed in hospice care because she was dying, and the circumstances did not fall within a coroner's remit. Miss Glantz's death has been anticipated. He explained it was going to happen. Additionally, a physician had seen her in the last 7 days, and the physician was not willing to sign the death certificate. And there was nothing suspicious at the time of the death. He added that a post-mortem examination had been scheduled later on. The results could take up 12 weeks. The funeral home did absolutely nothing wrong. At the end, they are the ones who found that she was still alive and actually tried saving her during so. The BBC also contacted the funeral home parlor, named in local media as Boothurst Macer and Love Funeral Home, which said in a statement, "We are proud that our directors and staff handled the recent incident in the news appropriately and with the utmost care," for sure. If anybody's really at fault here, I would say the home declaring the death very early. But in situations like this, it is tough. She was in hospice care. They thought she was freaking dead. And like it said here, that the coroner, they didn't have to really call them either to determine death. I mean, she was in hospice care. It's just a tough situation. In 2018, there was a South African woman who was initially declared dead following a road trip and discovered alive in the fridge of a funeral home too. Well, actually, that would be in the what is it? What do they call them? The mortuary or something. Probably in there, in the fridge there. Dr. Stephen Hughes, a senior lecturer in medicine at Anglia Ruskin's University School of Medicine. He said such cases are very rare, but death is a process for sure, and this can happen. Sometimes somebody may look like they're dead, but they're not quite dead, he's saying. Careful examination is definitely necessary, but like it said here, the coroner was not called. I mean, they couldn't get a close examination on the body, really. They just freaking figured she was dead, dude. And Dr. Hughes added that the doctors would often look for heart sounds or breathing effort for at least a minute before declaring somebody dead, and that some drugs could also slow the body process there, giving someone the false appearance of having passed away. But actually, they are alive, and then once that medicine wears off, boom, they're freaking alive, and like stuff is going on in there. But in this case, I feel like maybe stuff was going on in there, but she was pretty much dead at the time. But yeah, craziness, man. Craziness. That's our final story of today, though, here on the Mike podcast. Hope you had a fantastic Friday with me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of it. I'm getting out of here. I'm enjoying the day. I'll catch you later.